Today is February 20th, 2007. What I am doing is preparing to remove some stitches from my knee, and I wanted to document it. This is how my knee looks. June 2002, I tore my ACL and my LCL. I did not get those fixed for some reason. So, in June of 2006, I finally had the surgery. My leg had bowed due to the torn ligaments over time. So what they did was took out that little piece of bone from my hip. As you can see, they cut completely through the tibia, put the piece of bone right there to wedge my leg this way to correct the bow. Of course, they put all the hardware that goes along with it. What they also did was remove my hamstring from behind the leg. They took about an 8-inch long piece. They took it, wrapped it around this screw. They drilled a hole through the fibula right there. The ligament went through that, through one of those staples, back over the screw, down through the other staple, back through the same hole in the fibula, and then back up, and the screw attached it to the bone. They ground down a lot of the bone so that they would heal together. The screw right there, which you can't really see very well on my knee, but it was right here, and this ligament that goes through here, tendon, whatever it is, would catch on that screw as I walked. So it just snagged that ligament and really tore it up. You can see how far that screw sticks out of the bone. So, February 7th, 2007, I had the screw removed, which is that guy, along with the washer. What they also did was, since they changed the alignment of my knee with the surgery, my kneecap was still in the original alignment. What they realized was that was trying to take my knee back to the way it was, so when they removed the screw on February 7th, 2007, they also ground down my kneecap to reshape it. They ground down the back, which they went through this incision. This long incision was from the first surgery. They reopened it. You can see that stitch and that stitch. That's the two ends. They reopened it, went in, and ground about 65% of my kneecap off, leaving me with not much of a kneecap. You can't really see, I can't really document it here, but you can sort of see the difference. And then over here, this scar goes from here, and it goes to right there. It's about 5 inches long, but that's where they went in to do some of the work. I've got a scar about the same size as that on my hip where they took the bone. But this past surgery they did it arthroscopically. They punched made an incision here about 1.5 inches, put some stitches in it, and then a small incision here for the camera to go in. They had a stitch in there and that came out. But what I'm doing now is I'm going to pull this stitch out. It's about 1.5 inches long. When this incision was open, they zigzagged the stitch back and forth, pulled both ends, and it cinched it together. But now it's time for it to come out. You can see scars from some of the drain tubes and stuff. But at the end of the video, I'll have someone else capture a few images from a little further away so you can see the difference in the knees. But what I'm going to do now is take that stitch out. You'll probably see me cry, but oh, there it is. Look at that. Wow, that I don't have a lot of sensation because I cut so many of the nerves, but that was a very uneasy feeling. Let the stitches out, and there you go. So next time you complain about a sore knee, remember those. Remember this. And maybe you'll see that your knee is not quite as sore as what you thought it was. This was, I'm about 8 or 9 months into recovery so far. I've got about another, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks to go. But the original surgery in June of '06, you can see all these little clips here. Those are staples. I had about 45 staples between there and my hip. Had over 250 stitches. Just a lot of them were internal, where they're stitching together. They had to cut through most of the ligaments and tendons to get in here to work, so tons of stitches in there. But that's it. You just saw me pull the stitch out, and that's what my knee looks like. And we're about $70,000 invested in this so far.